Hi everyone, Ajit here again. Welcome back to our channel. Today I want to talk about something that's very overlooked growth lever for B2B software companies. It's expansion pricing, and it becomes more and more important as companies grow because of the percentage of ARR that generally comes from existing customers as you grow in size. So look, I've consulted with dozens of SaaS companies on pricing, and I can tell you something with absolute certainty. If you're past the 30 to 50 million ARR mark and you're not actively monetizing your existing customer base effectively through upsells, cross sells, strategic price increases, you're leaving tens of millions, if not more, of money on the table. And you're leaving that yearly, so you're missing out on the compound effects of this as well. This has a negative impact on your valuation, your ability to fundraise, and even the amount of cash you walk home with at the end of the day of an exit. And that's important, right? That's why we are doing this. Let's start with the cold hard numbers. It costs you roughly $1.13 in sales and marketing to earn $1 of ARR from a new customer. But to get the same dollar from an existing customer, just 27 cents. That's a 4x difference in efficiency, but I think you knew that. When you're pitching to investors, they're going to ask about your CAC, burn rate, growth efficiency. This is where the game is won or lost. New logos are always going to be sexy, but expansion is where you make money. The data doesn't lie. Based on a study by Iconic Growth, once you hit 50 million ARR, over half of your growth should be coming from expanding into existing customers. By 200 million ARR, that number climbs to 2/3 of new ARR that's coming into your business from existing customers. And here we are talking about everything pricing, everything new customers. Your monetization is for existing customers after a certain point, more and more. If you're still relying on primary new logos at that scale, you're swimming against the tide, and that's not what best practice is. And it's a recipe for disaster, quite frankly. Now let's look at net revenue retention, the single most important metric once you're at scale. The data shows that companies with NRR over 120%, this is top quartile, grow twice as fast as those below 100%. And guess what drives NRR? Your expansion strategy. Here's where most founders get it wrong. They think we need to fix churn first, we need to get more logos before focusing on upsell. This can be dangerous. In fact, when markets tighten, like that's happening right now with high interest rates, new sales slow down, expansion revenue becomes even more of a lifeline. During downturns, your existing customers are your best asset. Churn could anyway be somewhat inevitable, but if you're not selling more to the customers who actually like you, then I have to say, in the words of Biff Tannen, hello, anyone home? Think, McFly, think. Let me walk you through the blind spots I see again and again. First, the new logo obsession. If I had $1 for every time a founder showed me a deck focused entirely on new logo growth and pricing, I'd be much richer. Second, the good cop, bad cop problem. Your customer success team wants to be loved. They want to deliver for the customer, so they're terrified to ask for more money. Meanwhile, your sales team is incentivized only for new deals. The result? Who owns expansion? Are you sure anybody systematically owns expansion? Is it falling through the cracks? Third, procrastinating of pricing. Half of SaaS companies admit they only update pricing during major releases. This is a massive strategic error. The best companies I've been working for and consulted with, they revisit their pricing quarterly. And yes, I mean it, quarterly. So they may even have a separate price book for new customers, because new customers are different. They're not like people in the existing market. You can't, for a few more add-ons, you can't make them pay 50-80% more. You have to slow roll their increase, and you have to keep them satisfied. So what's the solution? You need an expansion pricing playbook, a systematic approach to monetizing your install base. What can that look like? Align your packaging with clear upgrade paths tied to value metrics and packaging. If customers get more value, they should pay more. And they should not only for more usage of the base product, but they should buy more of your new stuff, right? Hello, if the product is building new features, don't just include it by default into all of the tiers. Think about how you're going to monetize that with existing customers too. Create dedicated expansion roles or teams as well. Someone needs to own this revenue stream with clear quotas and compensation. Integrate expansion into your QBRs and health scores. Your CS team should know exactly when a customer is ready for an upsell conversation, and they should be able to go over the expansion price list with customers. Do you have expansion price list? Look, you need to pay attention to pricing. It's a lever that it should be a key part of your strategy, your whatever, pricing strategy, business strategy. It's how you're going to make money. The playbook is clear. It's not complicated, but you need to get the blinders off. You have to start thinking about how you're pacing growth, how you're going to become a larger company, how that money is going to come in, and it's not going to be the same as how it came in when you were a 5 to 10 million ARR company. Ask yourself this question: are you leaving expansion revenue on the table? If the answer is yes, it's time to fix that today. This is Ajit Kumar, co-founder CEO of Monetize. We are the best pricing consultants in Silicon Valley. We can help you get that money off the table too. So if you want to talk to us, fill in the pricing assessment link in the description, and I'll speak to you soon. See you next time.